Here's left. Pulls up, looking for the lead, and got it. Jalen Williams, 2 seconds, 1:11.109. Now SGA, probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Kenrich Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Topic Thunder podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Hunsinger at Thunder Chats. We are part of the B-League Network, and this podcast is brought to you by BetOnline.ag. Now that's out of the way, I am joined by my co-host, my compatriot, my good friend. He has not been on the podcast in quite some time, but he is the man, the myth, the legend, the unforgettable, the incomparable Champagne Jerry. What is it, Jerry?
Yo, so one, it's been 2 months. I came back faster than what my dad did.
There you go.
But no, man, thanks for having me on. I should just be like a random special guest every so often now. Like, give me the perk treatment before you gave me the full job. You know what I mean? Where you just like bring me in for random segments.
Yeah.
But no, man, happy to be on. Just super busy out there, Thunder Nation. Your boy stays way too busy, and he likes to spend time with his family. So, or he falls asleep really early because he's just tired. So, sorry, y'all.
That has happened a few times. There has been a few times Jerry was gonna pod with us, and it comes time to pod, and can't get a hold of him. So.
Right here, like literally where I'm sitting at right now, I pass out like an old man. Like it's the greatest thing ever. I wake up confused in the morning. It's all good though. It's all good. But I'm happy to be on, man. Happy to be on. What a time to be alive and be on today.
Absolutely. Yeah. Usually, people behind the curtain, we usually podcast on Tuesdays. And we was prepared, I think me and Alex were able to go yesterday. If we wanted to pod on Tuesday, we could talk All-Star, we could take questions. We could figure out something to talk about. But I was like, you know what? Let's just push it a day. Let's talk about the game after it's happening.
Wait a second. No, he's trying to take credit for this. And I literally told him yesterday, we were on the phone yesterday, and I was like, oh, you guys podding tonight? You on when? And I was like, isn't the game tomorrow? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, why don't you just wait till tomorrow? It makes more sense. Like, who wants to cover that busted Nets game only?
I did say I was going to present the option to the group, okay?
Oh, but he's sitting there trying to take the credit. I'm the one that gave him the idea. I'm the one that set this whole thing up. So you guys are welcome that I had him delay 24 hours so we could actually have a real pod about something very important. Not very important, very cool. Very cool. Very demure.
And, it's time to address the elephant in the room. The very cool thing is I am in Nova's playroom right now. Chelsea painted this wall. She made the signs. Yeah, it's very cool. Now, for those of you guys that saw the last podcast, my laptop is effed. So this is the only TV that I can connect my HDMI cable to without having to try to mess with mounts and stuff. So this is the room that I am in for my foreseeable podcasting future. But no, for real, this is what Jerry's talking about. This is we can't bury the lead anymore. The Thunder played the Utah Jazz. They were victorious. And not more important, but I would say almost as important. Shai dropped his new career high, which was previously 45, and he did so by almost 10 points with a new 54-point career high.
Sheesh.
And it was a masterclass, man. He gave you the full Shai gamut. It was finishes at the rim.
Yep.
It was ankle breakers. It was mid-range. It was drawing contact. It was finishing M1s. It was the step-back three-pointer. It was everything that you could ask for in a Shai performance.
Yeah.
3 levels and locking in defensively. He had 4 stocks, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He was absolutely everywhere, and he was nuts.
Well, it's I was thinking about this as the game was ending, and I saw his free throw total. And how around the league everybody says, oh, he's a merchant, blah, 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 whatever, right? Just imagine if he really was a merchant, he would be getting 50 like at least once a week. He would have 50 once a week at least, easily. And it's amazing that he dropped the 54, and he still shot super efficient. I don't like the shot numbers. You know what I mean? Like the total shots taken. What do you have? 35, I think, is what it was.
I believe he was 17-35.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I don't like those numbers, but still almost 50%. And he still got his career high. Like I was also like, in my head, it was like, 'cause I was getting pissed off this game. Like I truly was getting super irritated by our lack of blocking out, like at least 2 feet away from the rim, because it seemed like everything we were putting a body on, they were still just right there. And all the second chance points that we gave up. But then I started thinking, I was like, maybe the team had this like planned, like we're gonna keep these guys in the game so Shai can play a whole fourth quarter, and let's see what happens. Especially after, what do you have at half? 27, 28?
Let me look. I think he had 23.
23. Okay. Yeah, he wasn't even on. I mean,
So he scored 31 points in the second half.
Yeah, which is just like leave it to him to do that. But just what a freaking game by that guy. It feels like the last week. Well, like when I say week, like the last 4 or 5 games, he's really put minus. He didn't play the Mavs game, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't.
No.
So it really feels like he's just put his stamp on that MVP the last like week. Like we've been hyping it up for a while, you know, but like it's there. You know what I mean? It's definitely there.
Yeah, I mean that stretch where he had, what was it? He had 39 against the Knicks in 3 quarters. He had 31 in a bad performance against the Cavs. Then he had 32 in 3 quarters against the Sixers, and then he had 40 in just a little bit over 3 quarters against that same Cavaliers team without Isaiah Hartenstein to boot. Like that was kind of the stretch that really put him towards the front runner of the MVP at this point. But tonight, it's games like tonight where he had 54 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and according to Real Sports app, he had 3 steals and 2 blocks. So I even shortchanged him a little bit. Like when you put up that kind of stat line to help your team win the game, because like let's be honest, like the Utah Jazz, like they don't have the best record in the league, but I said so in my game day suite. Like they're a frisky team. Like they hang around. Like they have. Like they don't have like a crazy point differential in terms of like getting blown out or anything. They hang around and they've got some talented pieces. And Shai had 54 tonight, and I would say none of them were like garbage time. Like no garbage time merchant. Like we needed all of those points that Shai provided tonight in order to win this game.
Yep.
And I mean, and he got it. And you could tell early on. Like, I was talking about in the first quarter, he had 15 points. And he was going nuts. I mean, he shot 50% from the field. He missed all his 3-point attempts. I think it took him a little bit to get going. I think he missed his first 3 or 4 shots.
He did.
But he started to get it going. He had 5 free throw attempts in the first quarter. Second quarter, he had no free throw attempts. He only had 8 points. He was still 4 of 8 shooting, so he was still 50% shooting in the second quarter. But that's where this game kind of flipped on its head, because I don't think Shai had scored in the second quarter, and he felt like he got fouled. I think he got fouled on the other end, and there was no whistle. And it was on Larry Markkinen. And so the next time down the court, while they're going up court, Shai's kind of chirping at the ref. Shai finds Laurie, puts his hands on him, and just shoves him as hard as he can, and he gets the foul. And Shai's like, cool, you know how to blow your whistle. Like it was the maddest I have seen Shai get, possibly in his entire time on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think what set him off, though, I believe it was not too long before that. I think it was Sexton. It might have been Keontae. Like, tried to do something to him. You know what I mean? It was during a foul call. I can't remember the exact sequence. But there was some harping back and forth between them. One of them went to the line. I think it was Keontae that went to the line. And after that, his attitude just kind of changed. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to killer mode now. Like it's demon time." And then that Laurie play like really set him off. So yeah, he's just in another. When we talk about NBA guards, he is in another world compared to any other guard in the league right now. In another world. It's absolutely crazy to me what he's able to do. Just night in and night out, like just the consistency. You know, his whole life is consistent. It's just a joy to watch because I can't. Like the last time I think that we had this type of like efficient player was KD. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And he's one of the best all time. All time. So I don't know, man. Like, what a great game for him. I'm happy that he finally got like that 50 burger. It felt like we've been waiting on it for like the last 3 seasons. Like we've just been like, all right, when's it coming? When's it coming? When's it coming? And then even the 40, what was it? His last career high was 46?
45.
45. I thought that night he was going to get it, you know, and then he just crapped the bed. I'm pretty sure the rest of the game, or didn't really shoot the rest of the game, or got taken out. Something happened. So he's just, dude's ridiculous. I mean, he took like 3 dudes' ankles tonight. He took some ankles on Sunday night. That's all you can say. He's just ridiculous. Hands down, best player in the league. Hands down.
Yeah, and the other thing that kind of got him going, like in the second quarter, like it didn't really get him going. It was just kind of like a sign of things to come, and like I took note of it because the way that I was on the I guess the FanDuel Sports Network broadcast on League Pass, and they like showed him coming up the court as he was dribbling. He crossed the half court line. It was like it was a little bit under a minute left in the first half, and as he crossed the half court line, he looks at Laurie, who's guarding him, which, by the way, I still don't understand why the Utah Jazz always insist on putting Laurie marking on Shai. Like, it doesn't work, bro. Like, you got to figure something else out.
They think the length is going to get him there, and it doesn't.
I mean, hey, length has bothered Shai in the past, but Laurie does not have the foot speed of some of those lengthy defenders.
You're not Herb Jones, pal.
Herb
Jones.
But no, he saw Laurie guarding him, you know, again, as he crossed half court line, and he started laughing. Like he literally started laughing.
I saw your tweet, yeah.
And he got a switch off the pick and roll off the screen. Colin Sexton got on him, and of course he just made him dance, like danced all over him and pulled up and hit the midi. And I think that was his last bucket in the first half. And you know, like we alluded to, he scored 31 points in the second half. He scored 18 in the third quarter. 13 in the fourth quarter. Like our guy DC FNF was saying, like he had 41 points at the end of the third quarter. Like he was on another level tonight. And you know, it's funny because you know you kind of alluded to it. I kind of alluded to it with the third quarter things. And you know, DC FNF also says he could have had 65 tonight if he wanted to, because he missed some easy shots. Like this is always a possibility with Shai. But there's been so many games over the years that we haven't needed him to play in the fourth quarter. And, you know, he hasn't been able to get that. And also another thing is Shai is he's definitely not passive, but he wants to keep his teammates involved throughout the game. And so like
you take what the defense gives you. I mean, he had there was a few possessions there where he just deferred over to Dub because he was catching an automatic double. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the way that they were shading him off the screen, he wasn't getting there. So he was just letting Dub go do his thing. Like and
that's the other thing too, because Dub he finished the night with 25. He had 2 points in the first half. Or no, he had 4 points in the first half. Like he had 21 points in the second half. So Dub had it going as well. And Shai did a great job of feeding the hot hand, which was Dub, in terms of like, you know, shooting from the field and everything, but also calling his number. He did a great job of kind of mixing that, and like just a phenomenal leader, man. Like he was insane.
It was just an amazing game from him all the way around, and I saw some hate on the timeline for Dub after that first half, and I'm like, what are y'all mad about right now? Like he's going to pick it back up. He's going to pick it back up. Everybody, he's going to get to his spots. Because I think in the first half, if I'm remembering right, he had at least 3 takes to the bucket that looked like he got fouled. And there was no call. You know what I mean? Very early on in the game. Dub got to his spots, made the shots that he's supposed to the rest of the game, but him and Shai as a two-headed monster, it works. Even whenever, quote unquote, J-Dub has like a bad half, like he can turn it on whenever he needs to. So I don't know. Crazy game. I did not have on my bingo card tonight that we were only going to win by 9. That's for sure. That's going to hurt the old net rating a little bit, but because that's what I want. Like, I don't know what anybody else wants, but your boy wants
net rating.
Yeah, I want to break that record. I want this team to break the record or get really close, at least be second, because I think we're third or fourth right now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Cone had a website that he was tracking it on, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but I think it's just easy to say. Shai's him.
Mm-hmm.
He's him.
Absolutely.
He's that guy.
Hands down MVP.
He has to be. Like I said, this last week has just been amazing to watch. And then, like you said, the stocks, like that one block that he had. Who was it on?
Was Sexton there at the fourth quarter?
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
That was absolutely disgusting. Don't know how he pulled that off, but he did. I don't know, man.
What's great about his MVP case, man, is a lot of people have these shining plays, like these MVP candidates, and a lot of the guards, they're offensive plays, and Shai's got plenty of those. But he also has highlight defensive plays, like that block on Jason Tatum in the Celtics game. That's one of the biggest highlights of the season.
Yeah, hanging in the Louvre. Hang that thing in the Louvre.
But yeah, I mean, it can't be overstated how much Shai is the MVP and how awesome he was tonight. But there was some other good performances tonight that we need to highlight as well. And we'll talk about Dub here in a second because T, shout out to T, he's in the chat. He said Queso needs some love tonight too. And honestly, man, we talked about how you wasn't on that pod, but the Cavs game, how it looked more of the same of, the Cavs kind of sticking with the Thunder with no Isaiah Hartenstein, and even the Cavs starting to be the aggressor. And then Brendan Carlson came in and kind of changed the game. Tonight, that was Cason Wallace.
Yep.
The Utah Jazz, I think they were up as much as 8, maybe 10 points before Cason checked in.
8, because we first got the first double-digit lead happening in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
For either team. So it was 8, I think.
That's fair. Cason checked in and immediately got to work. Got a couple buckets inside. Got a steal and just went the other end of the court and dunked it on Devin Eubanks. And it wasn't like a crazy dunk on. He was already dunking and then Eubanks jumped into him. But then later in the game, Queso crossed over. I believe it's Keontae George. Drove the lane, and Walker Kessler, which, mind you, Walker Kessler is a huge man who
I think he leads, or he's second or third in blocks per game.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. He's got crazy shot blocking prowess. And Cason Wallace is not a huge guy for a guard. He's actually small for a guard. Rises up with the southpaw spike over Walker Kessler. And the crowd went nuts. The team went nuts. Cason was flexing and screaming. It was the most emotion I've seen Cason show as a member of the Thunder. And, I mean, he was huge tonight, man. Like I said, he was the catalyst. And then, obviously, defensively, he had 3 steals. He had his hands all over the place, just wreaking absolute havoc. Him and Caruso, which
Caruso, they're just so pesky. You know what I mean? Both those guys, you put all 4 of them like when I say all four of them, Shai, Dort, Queso, and Caruso on the floor, like you better be throwing really good passes, and your handle better be tight that night, because if it's not, you're getting picked one way or another. Like you are
7
going to get
steals
picked.
between Queso and Caruso.
Yeah, and they all came in the third quarter. It was like just a flurry of them that ended up happening. So I think I want to shout out Kenny Hustle tonight. Like he was part of that big jump whenever that second unit came in, kind of calmed us down a little bit. Or it seemed like he calmed us down a little bit. He was getting rebounds, being pesky on the switches. I thought he had a pretty solid game. It's not going to really show up in the stat sheet tonight for him. I mean, he had 7 points? No,
He had
0
0
points,
points,
7 rebounds though. So like I thought he played a great game. The Brandon Carlson minutes tonight, he was a little off. I don't know how to say it as far as defensively, but like I think he had a block in the game. Did he not? Or am I just imagining that he gets
had a
one every
block.
game? Okay.
Yeah, he was listed as a block.
So yeah, like from a team aspect, like this is one of those gritty games from a gritty team that wants to win. And I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong here, weren't the Jazz leading the West for like 3 or 4 weeks last season? For like the first month of the season?
I can't
They
remember
were
if
up
that
there.
was last year or the year before, but yeah, something like that.
I mean,
I do remember they were overachieving a lot, and everybody's talking about Will Hardy as a coach and everything.
yeah. So like, and Will Hardy is a good coach.
Yeah, he's great.
They just got a bunch of young guys and way too many guys that are 6'10" or over that can't move their feet fast enough.
Did you see my joke at the end of the first quarter? It was like we kept just losing rebounds, getting blocked, and like they were just like using their size against us. Said more like Utah, am I right?
Oh gosh, yeah. Don't ever say that again. Don't ever say that again. No, but it was like the teams. They're going to be good. You know what I mean? Like give them another year. I think after this year, they're going to get it figured out. Hopefully with the draft or something. They really just need a good 2-guard. Next to Colin Sexton, because it's not Keontae. He's not that guy, not yet at least. So
I don't know. He's been pretty good recently. I mean, the Thunder defense is another thing, but yeah, Colin Sexton is a name that I kind of think gets traded. He's been a name that's kind of been floated out there, and he's been great, man. Like he's been.
nice.
I think this is like his 7th or 8th game with at least
20,
18 points, something like that. Did he get 20?
I don't know if he got the 20. I'll tell you right now. No, he got to 18 tonight.
Yeah, so this is like I think his 7th straight game with 18 points. So, yeah. Shout out to Colin Sexton. Shout out to our guy Cone in the chat. Says, I love Cason Wallace.
Me too. No, and I remember you were the one that was like so hyped up on him whenever we drafted him. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't need another one of those. We already have a Lou Dort. We don't need 2 Lou Dorts.
Because he's from Kentucky.
Yeah. No, he's the truth. I love that kid.
Yeah, and the thing that I love the most about him is I was just like, he has the quickest hands of like anybody that I have ever seen in terms of like a prospect, and that's continue, man. Like he's just a menace defensively. Like there's no other way to put it.
You can tell he watches tape and he picks up on guys'
tendencies.
Yeah, like on their habits and whatnot, because like it's like picture perfect every time he gets a pick. They're so clean. He knows exactly where his hand needs to be at, and it's different for different players. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same for everybody. So Queso's a dog, man. Absolute dog. I'm happy he's on our team and not somewhere else. But this is, like I said, I didn't think we were going to win this one for a little bit. I really did not. I thought this was just a stinker game. I mean, we lost the rebounding battle by
like 13.
Yeah, by 13. And I think you remember me saying this whenever everybody was freaking out about rebounds. And I was like, but we're winning the turnover battle by double digits. And we won the turnover battle by 17 tonight.
Yeah.
17.
There you
And
go.
somehow we won the points in the paint by 6 against a bunch of 7-footers. With not one playing. I mean, is Brandon Carlson a 7-footer technically?
I think he's 6'11". Let me double check.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count. If he ain't
It
7
doesn't.
foot, it don't count. But like that's how you win games, is having such a big spread on those turnovers, especially in the NBA. Because you can get.
He's 7 foot exactly.
Is he really? Nah, they measured him with his shoes on. I know it. They put some bump shoes in there to bump that up. And then the other thing that I just got to call out, I don't know if you guys have talked about it recently or not, but our freaking free throw shooting over like the last month as a team has been pretty good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like tonight we were 25 of 27. Granted, Shai took, I think, 18 of those. 18. He was 17 for 18.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the free throw shooting's cleaning up a little bit. It's getting better and better. 3-point percentage, I mean, we kind of crapped the bed on that. 12 of 39 for a whopping 30%, which is terrible. Luz fell off the face of the earth the last couple games with his shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Am I worried? No, because I'm the biggest Lou Dort stan out there. Do I think he's going to get it back? Yes. But, no, man, they're just hell of a team win. I love this team so much.
Yep. And hey, to your point about the free throw shooting, can you guess who leads the league in free throw percentage?
Oh, God.
But as a team, I apologize.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think it's Steph Curry as an individual. No way it's us.
It's us, 82.8.
No shit.
Kings are next with 80.9.
Bro, I would have never thought that. That's really impressive, especially like when you combine that with being the number one defense in the league. Like you put those two pieces together right there, and I don't care what anybody says, I'm old school. Defense and free throws win basketball games. Those are the two things that win your basketball games for you night in, night out. Those are the two things that you can rely on. You can't rely on the refs, to call the fouls, of course, but if those two things hold true, you're gonna win the game way more times than not. I mean, unless you just put up a complete stinker like we did against the Mavs last week.
Yeah, and to your point about turnovers, we are first in the league in terms of opponent points off of turnovers, and we are second in the league in terms of actually turning the ball over. The Celtics actually have less turnovers than us, which is interesting.
I actually kind of expect that because they're a veteran team. You know what I mean? And their offense is so free. They don't take chances. Like that offense doesn't take chances. They run like the same 4 plays. And I'm being goofy about that. I know that they don't, but they know what they're doing, and they have some solid guys. You know what I mean, top to bottom. So it makes sense. That's the one thing that I think that over these last 2 seasons, that like our ability to bring down the free throws the turnovers as much as we have been able to, especially this season, I think is the big reason for our early success and our sustained success. What are we, 43 games in now? 44? 43? 43. We're 43 in.
Person.
Yeah, so we're 43 games in, and we came out hot, dropped a little bit after the Chet injury and Ihart was out, and then we figured it out since then and haven't looked back. I actually want to go look at our losses and go look at that. Like just the turnover differential just to see how bad or good it was our way. So, it's just amazing to see this team really grow from like a team perspective and like individually. Like Cason's made a big jump this year. I mean, to me, he's made a bigger jump this year. Adding that 3 to his repertoire is absolutely a game changer for him.
That punch dribble step back, man. Like it should be predictable at this point, but like it doesn't matter. Like,
no, because but he uses it against you. You know what I mean? If you jump too early, he's going around you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't overcommit on those things.
Oh, he had a nasty hezzy in like I think the third quarter.
Yeah.
That he missed the bucket.
Yeah, no, that was disgusting. He like even J-Dub. I think J-Dub's like ability to flex and switch on any 1 through 5 this season is a lot better than what it was last season. His offense is still taking a little bit of a jump, whether he's down this year a little bit. Dort becoming a 3-point shooter, even though he's had a couple of rough games the last, I think, 2 or 3. But just watching these guys just grow, like I said, individually and collectively as a team, especially this year, has just been so much freaking fun. Like, and I don't know if this is just like a me thing or what, but like, it always felt like, I'm going to like say like the old school Thunder days, we had KD and Russ, like we never really had a constant minus Serge, Russ, and KD, like that's it. We just had those 3. And there was just a lot of always movement every single offseason. You know what I mean? We'd bring in a new guy, Dion Waiters, Derek Fisher, whoever else, and like this team being together as long as they have already and watching the development, it is so much more fun than the early Thunder days. Like it was cool to watch, Russ develop. It was cool to watch, James Harden kind of have his coming out moment. But this team has been so much more fun. Like, I still got to say my favorite team is that 2015-16 team just because of what Russell did and dragging that dead carcass of a team to the playoffs somehow.
Brother.
Was it 16-17? Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, 15-16. That was hell. I don't know why I said that.
It could have been fun.
It could have been. But, like, that 16-17 team is my number 1. This year's team is my number 2 all-time favorite Thunder team. And that's like over the finals team, over everybody. So yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's just wild to just think that we're here. And it came a lot quicker than what I think everybody, like, the night of the Paul George trade and subsequently right afterwards, like everyone was like, well, we might not even sniff the playoffs until, what was it? 2025, I think is what, like, that was the consensus, between us on the pod, not your boy. I remember being,
I don't think I was either.
Yeah, I was like, no, like we'll be back a little bit sooner. We got too much going on right now. We'll be back sooner. So to be here, to be in this situation, be grateful to be a Thunder fan. Like, and I know, like me personally, like I had to tell myself sometime last week, I was like, quit being a spoiled brat. You know what I mean? Like, you pick out like the stupidest things and get mad about them with this team when you don't need to. Y'all just need to sit back and enjoy the ride. And I mean, we literally have the best player in the league right now on our team. Like, we can confidently say that. Jokic is the best player in the world, but Shai's the best player in the league. Hands down.
Yep. No, I'm with it, man. Shout out to Bowler Jack in the chat. Bowler Jack the GOAT. Says we
Bowler
baby.
Jack.
He said Carlson is who we thought Moses Brown was. I disagree. I say Carlson's who we thought Poku was, because Carlson can actually shoot threes. Moses Brown was never shooting threes.
Yeah. Oh man. And I literally have Poku on my shirt right now. Anytime I put this shirt on, my daughter asks me, she goes, "Who are these two guys at the bottom?" And I'm like, "Darius Baisley." "Oh, where does he play at?" "I don't even know. Your local YMCA.
He's in a G League.
And then she's like, "Well, who's that guy? Poku. Where's he play at?" "Over there in Russia somewhere." Even though I know it's in Serbia. But like to come from that to where we're at right now is just freaking awesome. Brandon Carlson has, I just got to say this, he has a mighty fine head of hair. He has some nice locks on top of his head. Those things be flowing like a little golden retriever.
I think Brendan Carlson's like a new age Mike Muscala.
I could see that. That. I mean, actually, if you actually go look at probably Carlson and Muscala, like early years, they have almost the same frame. You know what I mean? Like body frame.
Yeah, Moose had the buzz cut.
Yeah, Moose had that buzz over there. Mikey Jaws rapping in Atlanta. Yeah, no, I love me some Brandon Carlson. I just love the hustle. That's all I can appreciate is just that hustle. I hope he ends up getting, guaranteed throughout the rest of the year. If not for anything, just to have those luscious locks on the floor every single game.
We lost Josh Giddey, so we gained Brendan Carlson.
Well, at least Carlson can play defense with that hair. So,
yeah, I gotta say, so Bowler Jack says Dub as a two-way player is an elite development from when Chet and Ihart are healthy. This is kind of crazy because we was talking about how good our defense is and how good we are, creating turnovers, and we're first in the league in steals, which that is definitely like a guard stat. Like that's Shai, Queso, Dub, Dort, Caruso, like that's all of them. But we're still sixth in blocks in the league right now. Like Isaiah Hartenstein, he's a great defender. He's not an ideal rim protector. No. He's not a great shot blocker. But the fact that we are still sixth in blocks, A, shows you how much weight Chet carried early in the season, but also B, shows you the versatility of shot blocking that this team has. Shai gets blocks, Dub gets blocks, Cason gets blocks, Caruso, all those guys are stepping up and, again, creating turnovers, creating missed shots. It's great, the buy-in. And the fact that we're able to do this, I got to give a shout out to Clemente, who put the tweet out during the Cavs game. Best team in the league is the fully healthy Thunder. Second best team in the league is the Thunder with Chet and no Ihart. Third best team is Thunder with Ihart and no Chet. Fourth best team is Thunder small ball. Fifth best team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the fact that we're able to maintain this pace, maintain the dominance that we're able to show, just playing a completely different way, without Isaiah Hartenstein or Chet Holmgren or without one of them on the floor, when we're able to integrate both of them back on our team, it is obviously there might be a reacclimation period for Chet, but when this thing really starts to get firing on all cylinders, when we start to peak, which ideally you're probably peaking late March, early April.
That's where you want to peak at. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you're an NBA team, that's where you want to be at. You don't want to come too early.
Okay. I mean, hey, like I said, it's gonna be crazy. So
no, and that's just the thing though. You kind of you look at that and you think what can happen even more? What can be even more possibilities with this team? And then you at least me, it's kind of weird, but I'm grateful for the injuries. You know what I mean? In a weird kind of way, because it's made everybody else elevate their game a whole bunch. Everybody else has had to step in and elevate. So, it's been absolutely amazing. I got some guys in the chat saying that I said that Shai is better than Kobe. Y'all, the man passed away like 5 years ago in 4 days. Like, no, don't ever talk about Kobe that way. Shai's not there yet. He's not there yet. But he's better than Jokic right now. He's more valuable than Jokic. Let me rephrase that.
There's just some trolls in the chat. They pop in every now and then, but
Nice.
I would say that Shai is the next coming of Kobe. Like, everybody likes to compare Shai to Michael Jordan, and there's a lot of similarities, especially in like some of the stats and stuff, like defensively. But like, if you're just talking about the mentality and the skill set that Kobe Bryant had compared to Michael Jordan, and like you see a lot of that in Shai. So
no, there's a lot of similarity, and that's just kind of like what happens with your greats. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of how it happens. If Shai stays healthy, he'll be, oh man, at least top 10 all time. At least top 10. If he stays healthy and just continues to go the way he's been going. Because his game can translate as he ages. It really can. He doesn't need the speed as much as other, players have to depend on it. He just doesn't. So I don't know. I love me some Shai, man. I'm just happy he got that 50 burger off his back, though. Like, I'm so happy he finally got that off his back. It felt like I said earlier, we've been waiting forever for that. Forever.
Yeah, skill definitely ages better than athleticism. So I think that Shai could play in this league for a very long time. But kind of looking ahead, Jerry. So tomorrow we have no rest, back to back, playing against the Dallas Mavericks, and I think that this is going to be a get back game, because obviously we lost to the Mavs a couple of nights ago when Shai did not play.
The Mavs won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, the guys were kind of shell-shocked. Kyrie came out talking crazy after that game.
Yeah, that dude's a clown. I'm sorry. Kyrie Irving is a clown. Amazing ball handler, amazing ball player, certified clown. Just stick to ball, pal, and just shut up. The fact that what did he say? He said something about us pushing them, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like, PJ Washington just literally tried to take Jay Will's head off and stood over him. And then before that, that play that happened, who was he standing over? Was it Dort that he was standing over, or who was he standing over?
Probably.
Whenever we had the ball. Like, dude's a clown. Like, get out of here. He's an asshat. They don't have Lively again. That's benefit for us. But kind of like what you're saying with the get back game, like, this is kind of like that Cavs game. You know what I mean? How they came out, they beat us by a little bit. It pissed us off, just enough to where we're just going to go absolutely destroy them. And the fact that we only lost by 8 without Shai that game, still stupid impressive.
On the road, too.
Yeah, stupid impressive. So, like, I can't imagine what we're going to end up doing with a quote-unquote healthy roster or healthy starting lineup tomorrow night.
Do we know anything about Isaiah Hartenstein's status? He's supposed to be reevaluated this week, I thought.
Yeah, I would bet, like, it could happen. They wouldn't want to put him on a back-to-back for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, he could, but it might be next week before we see him. And I just want to say, whoever the schedules are for the NBA, y'all are a bunch of dicks for scheduling the Thunder and the Mavs together on the second night of a back-to-back twice for us. Like, y'all are just a-holes for that one. Like, that this is going to end up being like the good old 2010, 2011, 2012, 13 years where, like, it was that I-35 corridor. You know what I mean? And, like, between San Antonio, Dallas, and Oklahoma City, Like, we all hated each other during those years. And it's coming back. Well, minus the Spurs. They're kind of likable right now. But, yeah, screw the Mavs. I hate Dallas. Worst traffic ever.
Worst traffic ever. Yeah, no, I mean, Kyrie said that, we have started a rivalry. I think it was something about what he said. Okay. T was saying in the chat, we know nothing. His injury is the same one that kept Porzingis out of the playoffs last year. Okay, well, that's not fun. But
yeah, hopefully it's not that.
But yeah, no, Kyrie's talking about wanting to start up a rivalry. It's like, be careful what you wish for, man, because I know y'all beat us in the playoffs last year. We were a year early, as Alex Jack said earlier. Last year was a massive shock. Just in what we was able to do. We overachieved. We were in over our heads. It was kind of like when we got to the finals in 2012. We got there early, and it kind of showed up. Were there opportunities for us to pull something out? Absolutely, but in the end, we were there early. Our inexperience showed. We have that experience now. This isn't your this isn't your old Thunder team. We're a completely different team now. We could beat you in a variety of different ways. And
our defense is better, way better. And adding Caruso changed it.
Yeah, Caruso changes things. If Isaiah Hartenstein's healthy, he absolutely changes things. And Chet is on demon time, man. I'm telling you, when he comes back, it's gonna be nuts. And I really think that if it's a close series, unless we just completely overmatch them. If it's a close series, it's going to come down to Jalen Williams being able to step up and be that secondary shot creator. And if he's able to do that, which I believe that he is able to do it, it's just year 3. He's a deserving All-Star this year. Everybody else is taking jumps. I have no reason to believe that he's not going to take a jump. I feel good about the Mavericks. About playing against the Mavericks.
Yeah, no, I'm totally okay with it all the way. I think we beat them in 5.
DCFNF says, which rivalry would you rather see, Thunder Mavs or Thunder Spurs in the next couple of years? I don't think it matters what we'd rather see. The Thunder Spurs is already a rivalry. It's been a rivalry, and now it's elevated by the whole Chet Wemby thing.
Yeah, well, no, I'm going to say I want the Mavs. I hate the Mavs more than anything. Beyond last year's playoff series that we had against them, I've been a certified Luka hater since he came in the league. Can't stand him. He's lazy on defense. He's everything that I hate about basketball.
Mm-hmm.
He's a ball hog and he doesn't play defense.
And he complains.
He cries the whole game. Is he a great ball player? Sure. You know what I mean? He is.
When he's on, he's one of the funnest to watch in the league.
Yeah, but cannot stand him. PJ Washington is so high up on my shit list right now. It's not even funny. He is so high up there. I still can't believe that idiot bagged a porn star, had a kid with her, and has to pay her every single month. That's how dumb he is. He got trapped. How do you get trapped by a porn star? I don't get it. Really, really don't like Daniel Gafford. Even though I really wanted us to pick him up whenever, that year that he got traded from he got traded from the Wizards. I wanted him as a backup.
We facilitated that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I forgot about that. But yeah, no, the Mavs are just totally and Jason Kidd, Steve Nash is better. It doesn't matter, from that era. You still suck, Jason Kidd. Did they get a ring? They did get a ring, didn't they?
Who?
Jason Kidd did.
As a player, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you got a ring. I guess that's cool. Yeah, that whole team is just unlikable. So, and that's why I like the Spurs in a couple years. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of like everybody on that team, and I'm rooting for them to get really good so we do get back to those glory days that we used to have. Because that was fun. Those Spurs
Yeah.
series, anytime we played the Spurs was a blast.
I guess I was taking it more as an entertainment value, the whole Chet versus Wemby thing. But yeah, in terms of like vitriol, I definitely have more vitriol for Mavericks fans than I do
Yeah.
for the Spurs.
Yeah, hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them.
But yeah, man. I mean, looking at the Mavs game, what's your prediction?
I think we win by at least 10.
Okay.
By at least 10.
Jerry's taking the alternate spread of Thunder minus 9.5. If we was doing that, but
yeah,
we're not doing that. We actually have a sponsor that I forgot to mention in the last podcast, but we are sponsored by Underdog as part of our Believe partnership here. So we have a link that we will tweet out. If you download that link, then I can't remember. I think that you have the possibility to get $1,000 in bonus credits if you get that link. But you know, we've been trying to do like 3-4 pick parlays, just like off the dome, Jerry. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if they got the lines up for tomorrow yet.
They should.
Okay, yeah, looks like they have some.
Yeah, they'll have.
They don't got Thunder Jazz up yet.
Thunder Jazz or Thunder Mavs?
Yeah, that's what I meant. They don't have them. Let's look at San Antonio Indy real quick. I mean, you could do Victor Wembanyama, you could do Tyrese Haliburton, you could do Chris Paul, who's been killing on assists. Like, you could do any of these guys. They have lines like Tyrese Haliburton's assist is 8.5. You can go higher or lower on that. Honestly, I like higher.
Who they playing? Lower.
You're going lower, okay, Jerry.
Yeah.
We'll back and forth action. Victor Wembanyama against the Indiana Pacers. His rebound line is 12.5. What you like there, Jerry? Higher or lower?
Lower.
Okay, we got lower on assists for Hallie. We got lower on rebounds for Wemby.
I just like the guard play of the Spurs, and I think that they're going to be pesky enough, and it's really hard to
Steph Castle.
Yeah, but it's really hard to score against the Spurs at the rim. So yeah, I'm going to go lower on that. Yeah, I think I'm right.
Okay. Anthony Simons against the defensive Orlando Magic. 17.5 points. Higher or lower?
He's kind of been on a tear lately, though. But it is the Magic, and they're really good on defense. I'm going to say higher that one. I think he squeaks out like 18 or 19.
Okay. I'm putting these in here so I can see what the multiplier will be at the end. And we'll do one more. We'll do a little 4-piece here. Jerry, you want Raptors Hawks or you want Bucks Heat?
Where's the Raptors Hawks
Raptors
game?
Is at Atlanta. Heat game is in Milwaukee.
Definitely not the Heat right now. They're broken. Pat Riley needs to retire already. Yeah, I'm gonna go Hawks up in Toronto.
Okay, we'll go with Oklahoma's own Trae Young. Struggled tonight scoring the ball, by the way. I think he finished with 13 points. And a bounce back performance, Jerry, does he get over 27.5 points, higher or lower?
Against the Raptors?
He had 27 and 28 and 43 the 3 games prior.
Yeah, but it's against the Raptors. Like, I always feel like Trae Young plays down to his opponents and shows up like in big games.
That was against the Knicks, Bucks, and Suns. So
yeah, like I feel like that's just the type of person that he is. It's like the AAU mindset. Man, I'm gonna say lower.
All right, we'll go lower on the points for Trae Young. So if you were to do $10 for that, you could win $100 on that 4-pick parlay.
It's not bad. It's probably good. You might want to lock that in. It might be a pretty good one.
Yeah, and you could absolutely do that. We will be tweeting out the link. But I believe if you I think the link actually is just the download link. So if you go to Underdog and you are a new user, just use the promo code Thunder. That's right. It's not Thunder Chat. It's not Top of Thunder, not any of that. We have the We have monopoly on the Team Thunder. We have monopoly on the
Or as
Force
my
of
mom
Weather
says,
Thunder.
the Thunders.
Yeah, don't include the S, just THUNDER. Yeah, you can get access to those bonus credits. So, Jerry, it's been great to talk to you, man. Like I said, it's been too long since
Likewise.
I've got to pod with you. Yeah, I know you said you did a couple months ago. I don't think I was on for that one.
No,
so.
you weren't on that one, man. I said, I'm sorry, everybody. Like, I'm just a tired little guy. It's bad. It's bad. So no, man, it was nice being on. It was nice to actually be on whenever, we
Good things
have
happen.
yeah, we got Thunder history. Well, not history, but some Shai history happening. So
Shai history, baby.
it was great, man. It was just great.
Yeah. Like we said, we play the Mavericks tomorrow night, looking for a big W there. I would echo Jerry's sentiment of the alternate spread of -9.5. And on Friday, tune in because we will have the guys from Nerd Sesh, our guys Carson Braber and Logan Campton will be coming on to talk NBA All-Stars, the Thunder's historic season, and playoff implications and more. So definitely tap in for that. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, like this video. That would be awesome. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when we go live like on Friday. And until next time, hope everybody has a great night. God bless. Hoop when you can.